Let's talk about AEW's Double or Nothing pay-per-view taking place this weekend from Las Vegas, Nevada. And the card itself, the 8 or 9 matches that are scheduled for one of AEW's marquee pay-per-views of the year, cannot and will not disappoint. Now, you already know my thoughts, you already know my gripes with AEW, plots and twists and turns and character development and storytelling, all of that, everything involving sports entertainment, I think they're lacking a lot of so I'm not excited in that regard when it comes to Double or Nothing. But wrestling wise, this match card, this entire pay-per-view will not disappoint, and AEW pay-per-views rarely do. So with that said, let's get straight into the prediction. Let's get straight into talking about who walks away with the W in each and every single one of these matches. And we're going to start it off with the International Championship because the Undisputed Kingdom's Roderick Strong defends his championship against the Billy Goat himself, Will Ospreay. And you already know my thoughts on AEW's Big Three signings. So a bit of a spoiler alert. What I'm about to say, the only two options for this match to go forward with is obviously to protect the Billy Goat himself, Will Ospreay. Because either Ospreay wins by DQ and Strong gets to retain that championship for a little bit longer, or we crown a brand new international champion in Las Vegas as Will Ospreay becomes our new AEW International Champion. And I'm sticking to go, and I'm choosing the second option in that case. I'm choosing the fact that we're going to crown a brand new International Champion, and we're going to crown him at the top of the show. There's absolutely no better match on this card to open Double or Nothing, and you open it on the biggest high of them all with Will Ospreay becoming your brand new International Champion. Then we got ourselves the TNT title. A barbed wire steel cage match. And again, Malachi Black, Adam Copeland, dream match. Absolute dream match. At least for me, I want to watch this match no matter what. But I would have really wanted this to be a straight up singles match first, and then later on AEW TV, on Dynamite or Collision, or even at Forbidden Door, we get the big gimmick match. And then I'm not a big fan of the whole strawberry jello or strawberry jelly blood assault that happened on Dynamite between Copeland and Black. I'm not. So with that said, I really want Malachi Black to become TNT champion. I think he should, and I really want this feud to be extended, and I think it should. But I don't see Adam Copeland dropping the title this weekend in Vegas. Not this soon. Maybe later. Maybe in a few weeks, but not this soon. And again, it's a will they or won't they. Malachi Black will, in my opinion, eventually beat Copeland for the title and get that singles run that he signed up for with AEW. I'm just thinking it's not going to happen at Double or Nothing. Much like Swerve Strickland didn't become world champion at Revolution, we have to wait until Dynasty. I don't know. Those are just my thoughts on this entire situation. So Copeland for the win in that case. Trent Beretta versus Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy. Other than that, I mean, what else are we going to do? Trent Beretta winning the match, and then he goes after the Copeland for the TNT title? People don't want to see that. Then he goes after Will Ospreay for the international title. I mean, they could get one-offs, but not as a feud. And Orange Cassidy, he's a little bit more over. So Cassidy's going to get the win in that case. We got the three-way for the FTW Championship. You already know my thoughts on this. It's a paper title. Hook is going to get the win over Shibata and Jericho, who is on his 20th moniker, 5th in the past year. He is now the Learning Tree. drink it in, man. Yeah. Jericho, I think his last good run was Le Champion and the Inner Circle. After that, 2020, 2021, he just stopped being entertaining. And yeah, again, I think those two matches, Beretta and Cassidy, and then the three-way for the FTW Championship might disappoint. Those might be the stinkers in this entire card, but they can also make them work. I'm not going to lie. They can also make them work. We got one of the dumbest stipulations, one of the dumbest moves ever in AEW, and I'm talking about TNA 2014 as well. We have a contenders match and eliminator match on pay-per-view, which would make some sense if it didn't involve the actual world champion. Because brand new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Jon Moxley is set to face off against Konosuke Takeshita in a match of epic proportions. These two have such a clash of styles that they will beat the living crap out of each other, and I am wanting to watch this so much. But the fact that this is an eliminator match ruins it for me. It does. I mean, Moxley's the world champion. Why is he not defending the world title? It is a pay-per-view after all. And if we're going to abide by the New Japan Pro Wrestling rules in which he has to earn a shot at the IWGP World Championship, then you can have a contenders match, but just don't involve the world champion. And if you're going to have an eliminator match, which is an AEW stipulation, then we're going to follow AEW rules, then Moxley has no problem defending that world title. This gimmick, this dumb-ass stipulation, eliminator match, makes absolute no sense for a fantastic bout between Moxley and Takeshita. And I know I'm not the only one that has an issue with this. And again, the result at the end of it is and was always going to be the same. Moxley retaining his title. Moxley with the win. But at least, guess what? Now Takeshita gets to lose a world title match instead of an eliminator match. Because Takeshita beating Moxley without the title on the line does not help anyone. He gets a title shot in the future and then he loses that one. That does not help anyone. Anyway. Storytelling, sports entertainment, character development, not AEW strong suit. Speaking of not AEW strong suit, we got 2 women's championship matches. Again, the 4 women involved have no doubt in my mind they will put on a great show. And I'm not going to get tired of saying this, because my gripe with AEW is not with the talent. They have some of the best talent that there is out there in pro wrestling. But the Women's World Championship is the top title in the division. And Timeless Toni Storm has been doing some great character work. The best in her career. And with all due respect to the doctor herself, Serena Deeb, I'm not interested in seeing her in any kind of feud or rivalry. They haven't given me any kind of reason to get myself invested in her character. Much like they didn't do with Deonna Purrazzo. Much like they didn't do with Thunder Rosa. You know what would have been the best move forward? Mercedes Moné, your top star. You build it yourself. You set that yourself. You have her go after Timeless Toni Storm. That's a women's world championship match. That's a match that could actually main event the damn pay-per-view. But instead, you have Mercedes Moné go after the mid-card champion in Willow Nightingale and the TBS title. And again, nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with this type of match. It's just you're building them as these top 3 signings and then you're putting them in the mid-card. I have Willow Nightingale versus Serena Deeb. I have Toni Storm versus Mercedes Moné. It fixes itself. It rights itself. And you have two much more interesting matches. And guess what? They're still top tier quality matches. Anyway, Toni Storm is going to retain her women's world title, top title in the division. And we're going to crown a brand new TBS champion in Mercedes Moné. No doubt about that. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind that's going to happen. And if they go a different way, then, again, chop it up to poor booking decisions from AEW. I don't know. That's just me. And then we get to the main events of the show. We got Anarchy in the arena, the Elite facing off against Team AEW, who apparently is going to have a flamethrower involved that they're not going to use. Because this is pro wrestling, this is live sports entertainment. It's very hard to pull that off in a very realistic manner if it's not done in a very cinematic kind of way. So, with that said, who walks out of Anarchy in the arena with the win? The Elite or Team AEW? This is a given. The Elite walks out with the win. We need to keep them strong. We need to keep the EVPs, Okada and Jack Perry, as strong as possible, because I have a feeling, and if it were up to me, this feud, this rivalry, this entire storyline involving the EVPs should reach its peak at All In London in August. And we are still 3 months away, so Team AEW needs to keep trailing. They need to keep chasing the new Elite. And for that to happen, the new Elite needs to get the win in Anarchy in the arena. Sorry. As simple as that. And for the actual main event of Double or Nothing, I'm hoping it's the main event. Please make it the main event. Please give Swerve Strickland some crumbs, some breadcrumbs of respect. Because he has not been the main event. He has not been treated as the number one story, as the number one guy. When he has the AEW World Championship in his possession, he has not been treated like that since he won the world title at Dynasty. And Swerve versus Christian Cage will not disappoint as a main event. Swerve Strickland is going to walk out as world champion. He's going to retain that title, no doubt in my mind. Absolutely. He's going to retain that title. But it better not be at the top of the show. It better not be in the middle of the show. It better be the main event. And further, after that, on Dynamite, main event. Collision, main event. The next pay-per-view, Forbidden Door, main event. I don't give a damn if it's New Japan versus AEW. Swerve Strickland is your world champion. The world title is your main storyline. When it comes to AEW, keep it in the main event. But, alright, those are my thoughts, those are my predictions. That's the preview for Double or Nothing. Again, a pay-per-view that's not going to disappoint wrestling-wise, entertainment-wise. You just have to really suspend your disbelief when it comes to the stories being told in All Elite Wrestling nowadays. So with that said, leave your thoughts, comments, and predictions in the comments section below. My name is Alexis Carrillo. This has been Wrestling Talk, and I'll see you next time.